The next most important planning activity you have to do is planning this. So you start with your needs. You by now already have your business analysis approach. You work on planning stakeholder engagement. First things first, you have to perform a thorough stakeholder analysis. What does that mean? Whoever is going to be directly or indirectly impacted by the change you are trying to bring or can impact the change, you have to identify them, make a list of them. There are different formats of putting them in diagrams. We will see some of them later. Having a simple list is good enough though. Make a list of your primary stakeholders. That's absolutely necessary. You want to make it a little bit more fancy, you can use diagrams, maps, tabular structures. We will go through them at a later stage. Roles. Now, remember, roles and responsibilities. Everybody has some role or responsibility. You need to know the responsibilities of your stakeholders very clearly. If you don't, or if you misjudge the role, or you don't know the role of a particular stakeholder, your conversations might go into different directions. So make sure what role does a particular stakeholder play in a particular setup. Now, the first two, the list of stakeholders and roles, are actually documentable aspects, meaning when you come up with a list of stakeholders and their respective roles, you can actually document them. You can put them in some document form and post it in a place where everybody has access to it. So anybody who comes to the project, who just is going through the project, knows who's who in this particular project. These two are absolutely essential and have to be documented. There is a third analysis you have to do, and this is the best part. You can't document it. It's about your stakeholders' personalities, behaviors, and actions. You can't document it. Let's say there is a stakeholder who you know has a serious ego problem, or there is a stakeholder you know talks a lot but knows nothing about the topic. Whenever you ask a question, they'll give you all kinds of justification, but then they don't have any facts. Or someone who simply doesn't like the whole concept of business analysis. Things like that you can't document anywhere. The moment you document it, it's done. Your job is at risk now. But you have to perform that analysis. The best way, or at least I will not say the best way, I'll talk about two ways that I always use. Now, I'm sure not all of you would be drinkers, meaning you don't drink alcohol. Alcohol is a good way to loosen up people. So if you do drink alcohol, if you join a team for the first time, identify the guys or girls in the group who drink. Take them out for a small party. Just say that this is just a get to know each other party. Don't get drunk yourself. But let the booze flow, let the beer flow, and figure out the dynamics, attitudes. But before you do that, do the analysis. You should know who you are going to ask about. Don't be very overt. Again, it's a very tactful thing, guys. Don't do it if you're not confident enough. It works for me. I can manage it. Will it be working for you? I can't guarantee. One way to do is that. Let's say you're not a drinker. You don't drink alcohol. Awesome. That's the second best way. In the middle of work, sit with some team members, just have a chit chat. Again, this gossip is, don't take these things negatively. Of course, these two suggestions can be taken negatively and used for negative purposes, but you have to use it for the right purpose, and that is knowing your stakeholder. Have a small conversation, chit chat. Okay, so what do you think? He's the team lead. Okay. So I'm just new to the team. I'm just trying to know. So how does it work here? Like, can you tell a little bit? And people will share. Don't impose, don't try to be inquisitive, but tactfully get information out as soon as possible once you enter the team. The reason is, knowing your stakeholders sooner helps you in evolving your work practices with them and building stronger relationships. Don't be imposing. If you are like don't set up an inquiry commission. That's the bottom line. Otherwise they will think this guy is trying to he just joined the company and he's asking these kind of questions. That will blow up on your face. Be tactful, just casual, friendly. So first establish a friendly relationship, have a chit chat. What about your kids? Where do they study? Oh, you stay here, which area? Oh, which society? Awesome, nice. Have a nice chit chat and slowly slide in. Oh, okay. What about this guy? Where does he stay? Do you know about him? He's so and so. So he's the product owner, right, for this project? Yeah, yeah, yeah. What do you think? Like, does he is he an awesome product owner? And that's it. Stop there. Let them speak. And you do this politely, subtly, with people you think you can. Again, you have to choose your people wisely. There are some people who will get offended by these kind of questions. Before you even start questioning or asking these kind of questions, be very careful who you are targeting. You have to find those guys who are open, transparent, talk a lot, or you know, you have to make friends first and then get this information out. Is this wrong? No. As long as you are using it for the right purpose, to understand your stakeholders' behaviors. That's it. If you use it for any other purpose, that's your karma and you would be responsible for whatever consequences that come after. Use it for the best purpose, benefit of the project, understanding the project, and working towards it. Usually, people will automatically share. You don't have to spend too much extra time. The beer thing works, especially if information is not forthcoming. People are not, if the work culture is such that people are not sharing information that often, take them out. They will open up. You don't even have to drink beer. Order pizzas and have a good conversation. People open up. Now, what are the things you will ask? Now, you're not going to ask if that person has is married, not married, has kids, doesn't have kids. Nothing personal. Don't even think of talking anything about personal stuff. Talk about business goals, objectives of the initiative, and what a particular stakeholder thinks about it. And you only ask this question if you have any doubt. Otherwise, everything is clear. You know the person is very much interested. Why will you even ask that question? Only when you are unable to read a person, what they think of the business goals, objectives, or initiatives, that's when you initiate these conversations. The whole concept of business analysis, only if you encounter resistance, only if you encounter negative attitudes. Business analyst, why do we need one? I can do this myself, I've been doing this so far. Those kind of statements, if you hear, if you sense, only then you try to dig a little bit deeper. If everything is hunky dory and all information is flowing, don't even think of being the gossip monger. Level of interest in the change. A lot of times people are aligned with business goals, objectives, initiatives, but they don't like a specific change. They like a particular change more than the other, but for some reason or the other change has been prioritized. Figuring that out requires open conversations. The sponsor, who is paying for it, and what are your various stakeholders' views on the person who is paying for it. End of the day, it's your job to maintain that balance in the team, the harmony in the team. And if the one who is paying for that person, everybody has negative feelings, or that person has negative feelings about the project, your project is doomed from start. So you need to assess that at the onset. Your own team members, again, nothing wrong in it. And this is IABA, by the way. It's not Pawan talking about stuff. This is what IABA tells you to do. Figure out your stake team members, who is good at what, who is not good at what. First meetings are always pleasant, but dig deeper, talk. Some people are good at taking shortcuts, some people prefer not following the processes. Know those types, know them well, because when it gets serious project stuff, these things matter. And always be collaborative and team based. In fact, I've always had this policy and it has always worked for me. If something positive happens, give the credit to the team publicly. If someone appreciates you personally on an email, CC your whole team and give the credit to the team. Thank you a lot. Thanks a lot for saying such kind words. I really appreciate the feedback. uh, However, I must also let you know that this credit goes to the whole team. The whole team made sure this was possible. Kudos to the team. Smiley face, send out to everybody. Your team will become more collaborative with you. If something goes wrong and someone sends a mail to you saying that this is messed up, take responsibility then and there. Don't blame it on the team. Good things, credit to the team. Bad things, take responsibility. Of course, you will take a class with the people who made mistakes later. That's different. But in front of that person who is highlighting those mistakes, say, I'm really sorry it's happened. As a BA, I take full responsibility of this, but mention the word as a BA, huh? Because it might be that something was done by the developer. You are not responsible for developing development errors. So use the words carefully. Say that as a BA, I feel I am responsible and I take full responsibility. I will personally go and check what went wrong and do a root cause analysis and get back to you. Give a timeline. That person is pacified. The team is not negatively affected in public. The team morale and collaboration is maintained. Always do this, guys. Figure out who has decision making authority. Sometimes it's obvious, sometimes it's clear. There is a role, there is a senior manager, that person is the one who makes decisions. You know it, awesome. Sometimes it's not so clear. Level of power or influence is important. The person might not be a senior manager but might have a lot of influence with the vice president or the CEO. You have to take those people seriously. You have to figure out those influence structures or back channels that are there, that exists in every corporate organization. If you don't, you will mess up and things will figure out who has the ear of, the people in charge. It's extremely important. And don't offend them. That goes without saying. And take them into confidence, build good relationships with them, and set up schedules. Define collaboration by setting up engagement schedules. Timing, frequency, location, tools, delivery methods, preferences of the stakeholders themselves. Always give preference to the stakeholder preferences. There will be some stakeholders who, I'll give you my example. I work India time. My official work timings is 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. I mean, it's there's no such hard and fast rule, but it's morning hours. You just have to finish 8 hours. But most of my business stakeholders are based in US. They are not available until 6 p.m. India time. What do I do? Should I say that no, my work hours, I'll not work beyond my work hours? I can say that, but I don't. So I went to my boss, my manager. I told him, look, most of my stakeholders are late. They come after 6 p.m. Most of our meetings and my own meetings with them, they are, late night meetings. So will it be okay with you if I join late? My manager understood. He is a cool guy. So he said, yes, go ahead. I joined my work. My work day starts after 1 p.m. I start my work day at 1 p.m., end up at 9:30, wrap up, end of day. Figure out what your stakeholder preferences are. Don't impose your preferences over stakeholder preferences. Same setup. My development team is based in India. They are also my stakeholders. And there are some leads who don't want to work extra, or rather, don't want to work late night because their job is development. They don't have to deal with the business customers. So they come in around 10 a.m., 11 a.m., and they want to log off by 8 p.m. I make sure if I have any meetings with them or if I have to set any meetings where they are also needed, I don't go beyond 9 p.m. But if it's only me and the business guys, then 10:30, 11 is also fine. So take give preference to stakeholders because that gives the impression that yes, this guy is thinking about us, and that's the most important thing. Communication needs extremely important. Be very clear what you are going to communicate. Don't go unprepared, otherwise it might become a lot of mess. What's the delivery method? Do you want to send something in writing, verbal? I'd say go for both. have a meeting first, send out a written communication later, ensuring that you have both those things documented. Communicate according to the audience. If you are talking to senior management, don't go too much into detail. Focus on things they are looking for. If you are talking to developers and QAs, talk in their language. If you're talking to business, talk according to their terminologies. Focus on the audience. That's most important. We'll talk more about that later in competencies as well. Frequency of communication, the more the better, but again, availability is a factor, so you'll have to be very careful about how you manage the frequency. Geographical location doesn't really matter as long as you have the right tools. Level of detail again depends on the audience. Level of formality depends on all the factors of formality we already discussed. Couple of guidelines: business analysis, performance assessment, change strategy, and current state description. What are those things? We'll discuss them in detail later. These are the set of techniques you can use. We will talk about them in technique session. These are the key stakeholders at this stage you need to interact with. And again, it can be any stakeholder, but these are the ones who you definitely have to deal with. And you end up with your stakeholder engagement approach. Remember, being a business analyst means you have to have good political acumen. It's not just about getting requirements from one place and handing it over to another. It's about dealing with people without any hard authority. You don't have hard authority. You cannot walk into a room and order people to do something. So you have to be a little bit more political when you are working as a business analyst.